This webinar is entitled You're on Social Media, So What? It's aimed at those of you that may be considering social media platforms and the return on investment, as well as you who already use social media platforms and looking at ways to optimize your use of platforms to increase your social media footprint. This webinar is brought to you courtesy of the Best Growth Hub. The Best Growth Hub offers free and impartial business support for local businesses, and full contact details for the Best Growth Hub will be available at the end of this recording. The aim of the webinar is to inform and consider why use social media and which social media platform would be the most relevant to your target audience. We look at how to obtain followers, how to optimize shares, likes, retweets, etc. We give some practical exercises. During the webinar, you will have the opportunity to plan your own social media strategy using practical top tip tools and real life experiences and case studies. After examining a history of social media, we move on into a buyer persona. A buyer persona is your generalized representative of who is buying your services or your goods, i.e., your buyer persona is a generalized representative of your ideal customer. After completing your own buyer persona, you will then move on to commence creating your own social media plan. We will examine and compare the different social media platforms and look at which will be most resonant to your own target audience. It's imperative, once you make the commitment of a social media platform, that you spread the word and promote the fact. We look at some examples and ideas of promotions to increase followers. Looking specifically at Twitter, we examine some of the characteristics of Twitter together with a real-life case study of a tweet that became very well established in the market, reaching 2.6 million followers of the then Prime Minister, David Cameron. We look at the term hashtags and how you can use hashtags effectively in your tweets. We look at who you might wish to follow and what you can actually do with Twitter to optimize your presence. Finally, we will set some goals. If Twitter is one of your chosen social media platforms, you can commit some goals and objectives to using Twitter. Moving into LinkedIn, which is an alternative social media platform, we look at expert advice on what to use in LinkedIn, how to create your LinkedIn profile, and looking at using LinkedIn analysis tools to establish what are the most successful posts that you have made, and how your bandwidth on LinkedIn is increasing. We look at creating a company LinkedIn page and the best advice for sharing engaging content to obtain new followers. Creating a showcase page on LinkedIn is an alternative. Finally, you will commit to setting objectives for your use of LinkedIn. Moving on to Facebook, we will establish whether Facebook is the correct social media platform for your target audience. We'll look at how to set up your Facebook account, best practice advice, including how to boost Facebook posts to increase your bandwidth, as well as how to create Facebook advertisements. We will look at Facebook analysis, and finally we'll look at corporate Facebook. Here we examine some top tips for creating